Hi, I'm your host Bridget Shields, and let's take a look at all the celebrities who not only cheated but didn't even bother hiding it. Number 10. Nick Young. In March, a secretly taped video from Lakers player D'Angelo Russell hit the internet, which showed Nick Young admitting to cheating on then-fiancée Iggy Azalea. He claimed that it was false, and she believed him, even going on the Ellen DeGeneres show shortly afterwards to assure everyone that things were good between them. But their relationship soon crumbled when Iggy caught Nick on a security camera bringing back girls into their home. He didn't even have the decency to go someplace else, although that would have been just as bad. She announced the split on Instagram. Quote, "Unfortunately, although I love Nick and have tried to rebuild my trust in him, it's become apparent in the last few weeks I am unable to." Nick, on the other hand, just simply tweeted the word single. To add insult to injury, it later came out that he was also expecting a baby with his ex-girlfriend Kiana Green, and the baby was definitely conceived while the former couple was still together. Number 9. Jesse James. Sandra Bullock and Jesse James married in 2005, and throughout the first few years of their marriage, they looked happier than ever as they attended red carpet events together. The host of Monster Garage supported his successful wife as she won countless awards thanks to her incredible talents as an actress. But it was soon uncovered that Jesse had been cheating on Sandra Bullock for a long time with multiple women, which led him to become, by his own admission, the most hated man in the world. He eventually checked into rehab for sex addiction, and Sandra swiftly filed for divorce in 2010. But the kicker is that he never showed any real remorse for cheating on her with countless women. In an interview 7 years later, he said that he had no regrets about the affair, and went on to say, quote, "Yeah, I did cheat on my wife. Yeah, I stood up and took accountability for it and apologized, and that's the end of the story." In general, both women and men cheat, it's a part of life. What an absolute Prince Charming. Number 8. Scott Disick. This decade-long romance was very well documented on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and although fans loved Scott's quick-witted, snarky humor, it was obvious that he had trouble remaining committed to Kourtney. The pair eventually called things off for good after Scott went on a party binge just weeks after the birth of their third child together, and photos of him getting close with other women surfaced online. Pictures emerged of Scott and his ex-girlfriend Chloe Bartoli getting pretty cozy while on vacation. The two broke up after this incident but continued to have a rocky relationship. First, her sister Kim caught a girl hiding in Scott's bathroom in Dubai, and finally the eldest Kardashian invited Scott on a family vacation to Costa Rica. He ended up sneaking a girl into his hotel room, and while he was trying to reunite with his ex. The final incident is what prompted Kardashian to tell Scott they were never ever getting back together. Number 7. Kristen Stewart. The Twilight movies was some of the biggest successes of our time, and at the center of all the media frenzy surrounding the film was Robert Pattinson and Kristen Stewart, the two co-stars who began a relationship during filming. Fans were absolutely obsessed with the then It couple, but everything really changed when paparazzi pictures were leaked in 2012 of Stewart and Rupert Sanders making out. He was the director of Snow White and the Huntsman, which she also starred in. The shocking photos of Christian kissing another man circulated everywhere, and fans were rightfully heartbroken. I mean, literally everyone had an opinion, including Donald Trump for some reason. Sanders tried to do some serious damage control by calling the kiss a momentary lapse. Christian also had to publicly apologize to Robert, but it didn't really help because the two broke up soon after. And the two reconciled for a time but eventually broke up again. Safe to say that their relationship never really recovered. But several years later, in an interview, the actress insisted that it wasn't an actual affair, but because of the intense media scrutiny at the time, she didn't see the point in denying it. Number 6. Jada Pinkett Smith. Although the Smiths themselves wouldn't call it cheating, the rest of the world was shocked when Azlina spoke about a relationship he had with Pinkett Smith during an interview in 2020. Quote, "I totally gave myself to that relationship for years of my life. I truly and really felt deeply in love and have a ton of love for her." He also revealed that Will Smith knew about it the whole time and had even given them his blessing. Though Jada initially denied the claims, she eventually confessed to being in an entanglement with August when she and her husband were separated. "We decided we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy and I'll figure out how to make myself happy." They both went on the Red Table Talk together, and in a heartbreaking episode, Jada told Will how she came to be romantically involved with August, and how he made her feel special because of what was lacking in their relationship at the time. Will took the whole thing like a champ, but the clip went viral online because he looked like he was on the verge of tears the whole time Jada was talking. It was just an all-round shocking moment. Number 5. Robin Thicke. 2013 was really not the greatest year for the Canadian-American singer. His hit song Blurred Lines was criticized for being what is now called lyrically problematic, not to mention his notorious performance with Miley Cyrus at the 2013 Video Music Awards, where she first started twerking. But what really hurt his relationship was when rumors began swirling about him possibly cheating on his wife of 9 years, Paula Patton. A photo surfaced of Robin with his hand on a woman's backside while they were attending a party. The trouble was that there was a mirror right behind him revealing exactly where his hand was, and it didn't look good. But instead of explaining his behavior, he said, quote, "My only comment about the so-called scandalous photo would be that my wife and I are perfectly in love and very happily married." He went on to call Paula his greatest love of the century and the most functional, dysfunctional marriage in Hollywood. Well, he might have got that last part right. Paula filed for divorce a year later and even filed a restraining order in 2017, alleging that he was physically and emotionally violent towards her. Number 4. Ryan Philipe. The actor first met Reese Witherspoon while starring alongside her in the 1999 movie Cruel Intentions. They actually fell so in love with each other that they ended up getting married that same year. But all good things must come to an end, especially Hollywood romances. In 2008, Ryan started to get closer to his co-star, Australian actress Abbie Cornish, while they were filming Stop Loss. The two of them seemed to be so comfortable being seen in public together that they were eventually caught having dinner together in a Texas restaurant, despite the fact that there were some curtains around the table. They were also caught together again just outside of Ryan's apartment. The affair was so in your face it just wasn't funny. But it wasn't until Reese Witherspoon discovered intimate text messages back and forth that were being exchanged between the two of them on his phone. Then it was clear that after 7 years of marriage and 2 children, Reese was ready to call it quits with Ryan, and later went on to marry talent agent Jim Toth, whilst Ryan and Abbie's love affair eventually lost its spark. Number 3. Leane Rimes. This affair was not exactly unique. In fact, it's a story so common in Hollywood that it borders on cliche. Actors Leane Rimes and Eddie Cibrian were co-stars who met on the set of a Lifetime movie called Northern Lights. They immediately hit it off and the flirting began. But the kicker was that they were both already married at the time to other people. But hey, in classic Hollywood fashion, they didn't let that stop them, and not long after meeting, they were photographed having dinner together, and the rumor mill did the rest. After extreme press coverage of the affair, both Leane and Eddie decided to make it official and separated from their respective spouses, all to be with each other. They eventually ended up tying the knot in 2011. But the story doesn't entirely end there, and a few years later, Eddie was caught cheating on Leane at Wendy Williams' 50th birthday party. But she claimed she's unfazed by the whole thing and does not seem to mind the fact that he flirts with other women. You know what they say, sometimes how you get them is how you lose them. Number 2. Kevin Hart. This comedian and actor unfortunately has a long history of messing around behind his partner's backs and not really caring enough to hide the fact that he was doing so. I mean, the comedian even incorporated the story of cheating on his first wife into his 2013 special Let Me Explain. Even though he tried to make it seem as though the experience made him change and grow as a person, it wasn't long before the same scandal arose yet again. 4 years after the special aired, he publicly admitted to cheating on his second wife, Aniko Parrish, while she was pregnant with his son. Now he is somehow using this new story in his new Netflix docuseries Kevin Hart Don't F It Up, where he has his wife talk about how she found him cheating. Quote, "How I found out was a DM. I don't know who it was. They sent me an edited video of Kevin and, you know, another woman." But she went on to say that she does believe in second chances and that she's all about forgiveness, and adding that 3 strikes and you're out, which everyone can agree is way more than fair. Number 1. Tristan Thompson. Buckle up because this one is pretty crazy. In 2018, photos of Tristan having an affair surfaced online while he was dating Khloe Kardashian. And get this, she was 9 months pregnant. Then, if you thought that was bad, not long after, TMZ came out with a video footage dating back to October 2017 that showed the NBA player kissing 2 other random women at a club. But despite the fact that there was now hard evidence of Tristan cheating on Khloe without really attempting to hide it, they decided to stay together for the birth of their child. But things did not stay smooth forever, as in 2019, reports surfaced that Tristan had cheated on Khloe once again, this time with none other than Jordyn Woods, who was a close friend of the family, Kylie Jenner's best friend and roommate. Anonymous party attendees told TMZ that the pair were all over each other and made out several times throughout the night. The explosive incident almost broke up the family entirely, and since then, Jordyn and Kylie severed all ties to each other, and Khloe and Tristan called it quits for good. That's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments if we missed anyone, and be sure to like and subscribe.